Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hari ini saya akan menerangkan tentang data transfer blok komponen. Okay, bagi data transfer blok komponen ni ada dua signal yang digunakan. Okay, signal pertama yang digunakan ialah DREQI, DMA request. Maksudnya signal ini digunakan untuk request DMA transfer untuk saluran DMA yang tertentu. Okay, DACKI pula adalah DMA channel acknowledge, maksudnya untuk mengakui bahawa channel DMA tersebut. Okey, yang pertama adalah isyarat HOLD. HOLD signal ni adalah isyarat isyarat permintaan bus. Maksudnya di mana dia minta microprocessor ni untuk release control bus tersebut. Maksudnya untuk melepaskan kawalan bus selepas bus cycle. Okey, the HDLA signal ataupun isyarat HDLA adalah untuk mengakui, maksudnya ataupun untuk memberitahu isyarat pemberian bus dengan menunjukkan bahawa bus tersebut, dia menunjukkan bahawa microprocessor benar-benar melepaskan kawalan terhadap bus tersebut dengan meletakkan bus tersebut dekat high independence state. Okey, sekarang saya akan menerangkan pula tentang internal configuration of DMA controller. Okey, DMA controller ni termasuk dalam several internal register. Okey, DMA address register ni mempunyai ataupun mengandungi alamat memori yang akan digunakan dalam pemindahan data. Okey, seterusnya CPU melakukan isyarat ini sebagai satu atau lebih port output. Okey, seterusnya DMA count register ataupun dipanggil sebagai word count register mempunyai jumlah byte of data yang untuk dipindahkan. Okay, seterusnya macam DMA address register, ia juga dianggap sebagai port OP, tapi dengan different address by the CPU. Okay, seterusnya DMA controller register ni dia menerima arahan daripada CPU dan dia juga menerima arahan daripada CPU dan dianggap sebagai port OP CPU. Okey, DMA data register ni juga digunakan untuk menyimpan nilai data perantaraan. Okey, sekarang saya akan menerangkan tentang data transfer teknik directly between memory and input-output devices step. Maksudnya saya akan menerangkan tentang teknik pemindahan data secara langsung antara memori dengan input-output device. Secara langkah, maksudnya secara satu one by one. Okay, first sekali input device accept DREQ signal. Seterusnya DMA controller ni dia hantar HOLD signal kepada CPU. Okay, seterusnya CPU hantar balik HLDA ni kepada DMA controller dan DMA controller ni bagi DMA acknowledge back to input and output. Lepas tu DMA controller dia akan meletakkan memory address dekat address bus dan DMA controller akan update memory address register and word counter register. Okay, setelah DC register menjadi kosong, DMA controller set HOLD kepada kosong dan akhirnya data transfer proses ni dah berakhir dan proses kembali mengawal sistem bus.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Daniel bin Azmino. I'm from section 3. So now I will continue the presentation with the OS involved. The first OS involved is the input-output operation are always performed by the OS in response to a request from an application program. Okay, second one is the OS is also responsible for suspending the execution of one program and starting another. Okay, the third one is the OS put the program that requests the transfer in the block state initiate the DMA operation. So next is when the transfer is complete, the DMA controller inform the processor by sending an interrupt request. So the last one is OS puts suspended program in the runnable state so that it can be selected by the scheduler to continue execution. So this is the summary of our topic, which is direct memory access. Okay, we have two advantages and the disadvantages. So the first advantage of the direct memory access is computer system performance is improved by direct data transfer between memory and I/O device by passing the CPU. So the second one is CPU is free to perform operations that do not use system buses. So the disadvantage of DMA. In case of burst mode data transfer, the CPU is rendered inactive for relatively long period of time. The second one, the last one, is it takes more power, more money, and has less speed as compared to CPU cost of transistor. The cost is very high. So that is the disadvantage of the direct memory access. Okay, this is the cache coherence problem. So the X is old value and Y is new value. So we can see the picture from the right, DMA to the external memory to the cache to the CPU. So the cache coherency refers to the inconsistency of data stored in local cache of a shared resource and data stored in memory. Okay, this is the question or the quiz that we provide to this presentation. So the question is, what is the advantages we use DMA? What is the advantage? There is three choice of the answer. A, slow down the data transfer process. B, make computer much faster. And C, CPU can perform another task. So what is the answer? We are already circle the answer, which is C. CPU can perform another task. Why that is the answer? It is because CPU is not involved in transferring data between the input output to the main memory, because DMA is a hardware unit that allow I/O device to access memory directly without participation of processor. So that is because of the answer is C. Thank you.